Can you integrate this function on the board under a minute? If you think you can, pause the video and make a guess. To integrate this function, you can see that it seems very difficult to integrate directly. So the first thing we do is to resolve this function into partial fractions. Okay, so what do? We also notice that once we are trying to resolve this function in a partial fraction, we notice that the power of the value of x in the numerator is bigger than that of the one in the denominator. So we'll first of all try to use long division to simplify the complex fraction. So the thing we are going to do is just to use long division to divide. So that if we are dividing, we are going to divide the numerator, which is x power 3 plus 2, by the denominator, which is what? X squared minus 1. Good. So we are going to use x squared to divide x power 3. And that will give us x. Good. So we now times x squared will give you x cubed. Good. Then x times 1 will give you minus x. So the next thing we do is to subtract the two terms. So if you subtract, you are having it x cubed minus x cubed is 0. They are out. Then 2 minus x is basically x plus 2. So this is actually the remainder, because if you try to divide, you are getting a negative power, which is not what we want. So basically, we can now write this particular integral to be, now you write the integral. This can now be seen as the integral of x, which is the answer when we divided the 2, then plus the remainder, which is x plus 2, we have it as x plus 2 divided by x squared minus 1. We have it as x squared minus 1. Then we are integrating with respect to x. Good. We have this now. So this can now be seen as what? This can now be seen as what? The integral of x with respect to x, then plus the what? The integral of x plus 2 divided by x squared minus 1, then with respect to x. Then again, we have a little challenge we are going to do now. The next challenge is that this particular term, we have to resolve it definitely by partial fraction. And in partial fraction, we have, let's consider the function. We have that, we are given that, we have x plus 2 divided by, if you have this x squared, this is just like 1 squared, right? So we apply difference of two squares, which says that a squared minus b squared is equal to a plus b into a minus b, where our a will be x and our b will be 1. So if you apply the difference of two squares, you can now see you are having it to be x plus 1 into x minus 1. This is it. And in partial fraction, we can say that this is equivalent to what? A over the first fraction, the denominator of the fraction is x plus 1. Then plus the second fraction, which will be b into x minus 1. Good. So to eliminate the denominator, what do? We just have to multiply each, the left and the right hand side, by this particular term now. So if you multiply it, we are having it to be x plus 1 into x minus 1. Okay, so we'll go to the other side and we'll multiply it into x plus 1 into x minus 1. Good. So if you have this, you can now see that all this will cancel out this. What are we left with? We are left with x plus 2 is equal to what? Is equal to, you know that once we have this bracket, so this will multiply this term and this will also multiply this term. Okay, so when x plus 1 times x minus 1 multiplies this, you'll be left with a into x minus 1. Then the plus this will now multiply this term. What are you left with? X minus 1 will cancel out x minus 1. We are left with b into x plus 1. Good. Then the next thing we do, we'll try to eliminate one of these terms. Okay? To eliminate A, what do? We'll say that X is 1. So to eliminate A, at X equal to 1, we're intended to eliminate A. So if X is 1, we have it as 1 plus 2 is equal to A into 1 minus 1 is plus B into 1 plus 1. That's what we got. So what is this going to give us? This is going to give us 1 plus 2 is what? 3. So we have it that 3 is equals to, this is now 0. We have 1 plus 1 is 2 is equals to 2b. This shows that our b is equal to 3 over 2 because we have to divide through by 2 and divide through by 2. Okay? If you do that, our b is this. So if you have this, let's try to work out the value for A. And for us to work out the value for A, we are going to do what? We are going to still use this point. We are going to try to make B to be 0. And to make B to be 0, X will be taken to be minus 1. Okay? So we have it as minus at X equal to minus 1. We have it at minus 1 minus 2. We have minus 1 plus 2. Okay? Is equal to, A will now be A into minus 1 minus 1 minus 1, then plus B into 1 minus 1 plus 1. Okay? Please know that there's a tick difference here, please. Okay? So if you have this now, what are we having? We have it as 1 minus 1 plus 2 is 1. Then it's equals to minus minus, it will now be minus 2A. And that's then plus this will be 0. Everything is out. We divide by minus 2 and divide by minus 2. If you divide by minus 2, you have it that our A is equals to minus 1 over 2. So A is minus 1 over 2. So this particular fraction we are trying to resolve now will look like this. We are going to put it back to be this. So you can now see that we have it to be the same thing as our A at this point is minus half. So we have it as A is minus half, which is minus 1 over 2 into 1 over X plus 1. Then plus our B is 3 over 2, right? So we have it as 3 over 2 into 1 minus X minus 1. So this is the two particular fraction we resolved. Integral. That means we are having the integral of x with respect to x, then plus the integral of this whole stuff. This whole stuff is now minus 1. We have it as minus 1 over 2 into 1 over x plus 1. Okay? Then plus, we have it as plus 3 over 2 into 1 over x minus 1, then with respect to x. So in that integral, we can now see that we have it that we have the integral of x dx, then plus, we are now distributing minus 1 over 2 integral of 1 over x plus 1 dx, then plus 3 over 2 integral of 1 over x minus 1 dx. We are almost done. So let's integrate. Integrating x, ordinary x, will give you what? X, you have to add 1, 2 over 2. That's it. Then plus, integrating 1 over x plus 1 is now 1 over, is now equals to, because of this minus, we have it as minus 1 over 2 ln x plus 1. Then plus, the next one is 3 over 2. You have it as 3 over 2 into, integrating 1 over x minus 1 will give you ln x, then plus c, which is the constant of integration. And this is the simple answer to this function. Like and share for more tips like this.